And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just a moment. In this game, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Milwaukee Bucks here at their new home, Fiserv Forum. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Well, almost all of the Greek Freak's points come in the paint. Giannis said, I can already do a lot of damage, basically without a jump shot. Just driving, making plays, and free throws. When that jump shot comes, it's going to be a problem for a lot of players in this league. Kevin?
You're right, DA. It'll be scary. Thanks. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Lopez.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. JaVale McGee is out there with Anthony Davis, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the small forward position. And for Milwaukee, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Matthews and Middleton, the 2 wings. And it's Bledsoe in at the 1 spot.
A championship standard in L.A. with the Lakers. The expectations will always be high.
Oh, yeah, Jay, you've been there with me. I mean, we both looked up in the Raptors and seen those 16 championship banners up there. I mean, with LeBron James in the fold, the expectation is to get to 17, 18, 19.
Now here's Green. Shot clock at 5. Basket counts.
Kevin, that type of D, that's not going to get it done. I mean, he can't be giving up those kinds of shots.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
James, the pass to Green. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Fires for 3. Good on the triple.
And Caldwell Pope can be a volume three-point shooter, meaning when he gets a lot of attempts from there, he can fill it up from downtown.
Giannis passes to Bledsoe. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. And the slam dunk by McGee.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
And Matthews gets it to go.
And he is not shy about pulling the trigger from downtown. Matthews has the eye and the confidence from three-point range that you just love to see.
And the slam dunk by McGee.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
On offense here, the Bucks. 4-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston. Lopez off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The Lakers have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Caldwell Pope dishes to Green. James kicks to Green, and the Lakers tack on 2 more.
Their hot start keeps getting hotter. 5 for 5 now to keep things going.
Bledsoe passes to Giannis. They get a hand on it. Green against Matthews. Here's Bledsoe. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. This end of the season awards already being debated. What did it mean to you when you were named All-NBA?
Well, it meant a lot, especially in my era, again, of playing against the best power forwards, I feel, in a group of all time. And so it meant a lot. There's only one power forward position, and so to be on that all-NBA team, it's something that's more special to me than being an all-star, because it's not about being the best 12 or 24. It's about being the best 5 in the league. And so those moments were always special, being named the first team NBA.
And like you said, you played in the golden era of the best players ever to play that position.
I tell you what, I think I played in the era where anyone that you would have picked in the power forward from the Western Conference, I couldn't have been upset at over myself, because everyone played in such a dominating fashion. Their teams were winning, and I knew personally how hard it was to guard these guys one-on-one.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. And a chance here now to take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. In third, the Lakers.
You know, when you make a mistake against this team, they make you pay. I mean, because they convert those turnovers into fast break points, and that really can be demoralizing.
Lopez with the block.
Well, Lopez is out there to set the tone defensively. I mean, he's a wily, strong defender who sends shots back with authority.
To the right side. It's good. This game is all even.
No, but sometimes you don't need a haymaker, just a jab. You got to get those easy looks inside.
The pass to Howard. Here's Caruso. Lopez covering. Smith kicks to Waiters. There's the triple, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Let's take a look at numbers for Hill. How his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up 9 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially in tight games. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. It's getting late in the season. Let's now see the standings out east. Look at the Bucks. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there.
And seeing where the Bucks are, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
Oh, come on, Jay. You know, that's the mindset you have to have. They know if they can get to the playoffs, they have the talent to do some real damage. No basket feels better than a putback. Love getting rewarded for grinding it out on the glass.
Pass to Kuzma. Waiters outside. Drops in the tray.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put it in.
And the basket by Hill.
While he prefers the triple, give me space, he'll let it go from the mid-range.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Pass to Howard. And it's sent back by Lopez. And he gets it back.
I'd love to see more of this from Ilyasova. I mean, he has the reach to swat away shots.
DiVincenzo. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Lakers ahead, up by 1. And we'll be back right after this. pronouncing Giannis Antetokounmpo's name correctly has been a challenge for many, something he discussed before today's game.
The worst I've ever heard was my rookie year. A guy called me Antetokounmpo, and Kounupi in Greek means mosquitoes. So he basically said anti-mosquito.
And the mosquito, definitely not a good comparison for Giannis.
Yeah, more like a condor. But that last name certainly has a lot of people looking for nicknames.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Setting the pace early, GA. I like this aggressive mind state. I love this approach so far.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Williams is out there with Robin Lopez. Then there's Kyle Korver. Then there's Hill. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 2 spot.
And that was the correct play to make. George Hill, a very discerning playmaker.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Chris Middleton was a first-time All-Star in 2019. We all know that Middleton is one of the league's best shooters, but he had to adjust his game to a new system under coach Mike Budenholzer. Middleton said, "I guess that's what being an All-Star is, a team player and a complete player. Not playing for stats, playing for nothing else but to win." Kevin?
First-time All-Star and well-deserved. David, thank you. Here's Hill after the basket by the Lakers. Pass to Lopez. Over Howard. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Lopez has got the lead up to 1 now for the Bucks.
Lopez is great at squaring himself up from mid-range. He's effective whenever he has a little bit of daylight to shoot.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Some people have already predicted future MVPs. Is there a surprise name that you think could win that MVP award, Chris, down the road?
Oh, I think there are a few surprises. I mean, we can go young with young guys like a Trae Young or Luka Doncic. We can go with guys that we expect to do it, like Anthony Davis, who it just seems like he's just biting at the bit. There's a few young Celtics. There's a few young Lakers that in a few years you never know what they could do, especially the ones that are playing with great guys and watching their practice habits, game habits, stealing their recipes or stealing what they eat before the game and their health-wise. So many guys right now that are going to be in that second tier coming up. It's going to be fun to watch their growth.
It will. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Lopez. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Williams. Chris Middleton's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Hill. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Howard. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Green, he's checked in for J.R. Smith. And James subbed in for Waiters.
Having to be careful around Lopez. He's solid at timing when to leap up to block shots.
Antetokounmpo with the bucket. And now it's a 3-point Bucks lead.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Floats it up for Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Here's Antetokounmpo. Makes it off the glass. Giannis has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, I mean, the ball handling and body control for a guy that's Giannis's height, it's really impressive.
Morris dishes to James. And another 3 for the Lakers.
Well, that's almost a sure thing when you leave him that wide open on the perimeter. I mean, that's his sweet spot.
Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. Now Middleton. And the pass to Giannis. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's James. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. LeBron's got it all tied up now for the Lakers.
As good as LeBron is at moving the ball, he's not going to pass up the jump shot if it's there for him.
Pass to Middleton. Outside Korver. Pass to Bledsoe. And he's good on the 3 ball. Bledsoe's got 5 now.
I I just like the awareness there from Korver. He draws a lot of attention, which is why he's able to get passes over to his teammates.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his first foul. Wesley Matthews checked in for Milwaukee. The Lakers also changing it up. JaVale McGee's checked in for Morris. And it's Alex Caruso in for Danny Green. Middleton against Caldwell Pope. Passes it to Caruso. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. And it's Davis missing.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
When we mentioned McGee's outstanding length, right there, you saw what he did. He used that to swat the shot. He knew he had that one. I mean, when he's got the open three, he's not going to wait around and give the D a chance to get out on him.
Antetokounmpo. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
It's all clicked into place for him this quarter. He's not missed a single shot.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Ilyasova, he's checked in for the Bucks. Pat Connaughton comes in for Chris Middleton. And the Lakers also making a switch. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Caldwell Pope.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Here's Caruso. He's still scoreless so far in this one. McGee finds James. To the inside. And that one's good, Caruso.
Excellent court awareness. James has always had terrific instincts as a playmaker.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Bledsoe. 5 points in the game. McGee with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by McGee. A 3 off the inbound. The shot, no good. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, you guys were able to get the lead. What was the key to getting all those open shots?
It was just getting stops, getting rebound, getting down and pushing, finding lanes, finding open guys.
And you made the most of it, Chris. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of one. They had a slight edge on the scoreboard in the second quarter, but only by the slimmest of margins. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
I think it was their passing that's kept them in the game. You can see it in their assist numbers. They were very, very unselfish. The ball moving from side to side, guys making good cuts. It's enabled them to create a lot of chances. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look they wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
And we're halfway halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. So the Lakers 5 right now. LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Anthony Davis is out there with JaVale McGee. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the small forward. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. And Matthews gets it to go. Third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
LeBron James on the wing. Guarded by Bledsoe. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Green, the pass to Davis. He kicks to LeBron. Stolen by Bledsoe. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Giannis throws it down.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Timeout called the Lakers. Well, we've heard some people criticize the league's obsession with the three-pointer, saying the game is less fun to watch. You and I have talked to coaches who do not like the style of play. Would you agree with that?
You know what, I do, Kev, but it's all in the way that it happens. So let's talk about a team like Golden State, okay? Golden State shoots so many threes, right? But they don't shoot the most threes, and they have the best ball movement, and they still take the most number of twos. And so they have a balanced game. Now, they have 3 of the best shooters last season out of any team, maybe in the history of the game. And they don't take the most threes, and then you have teams that have every guy shooting under 30%, and they're shooting 100 threes with no ball movement. Yeah, something's backwards. It's still about playing basketball and shooting threes, not shooting threes during a game that happens to be a basketball, if that makes any sense.
It does. Perfect sense. Hill, he's checked in for Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, and checking out the numbers for Antetokounmpo. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. First in rebounding and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Now here's LeBron and the wide open shot from Green. And it's off from three-point range. Hill dishes to Giannis. There's the pass to Middleton. Hits the three-point bomb. Middleton's got the lead up to 8 now for the Bucks.
It hasn't taken them any time to find their rhythm in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field already.
Here's LeBron. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
That's just superb concentration despite getting hit. James is just excellent at scoring through contact.
And reportedly, LeBron James spends over $1 million a year just on training and maintaining his body.
Well, money well spent. I mean, for his age, the most minutes played in NBA history, he's doing everything possible to extend his prime.
Robin Lopez is checked in for Brook Lopez. And the free throw, no good. And coming up as an only child in difficult circumstances, LeBron James said he had to grow up early, take charge of his life at a young age.
Yeah, that's what made him such a solid person and a great basketball player. And ever since he sought control of his own destiny, Kevin, he empowered trusted friends along the way. He's paved a new path for players taking ownership of their careers.
The Bucks have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
In taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team.
And the Bucks making a change here. Korver's checked in. He doesn't get the second one. And for Hill, Greg, he's a great veteran leader. He brings value to a playoff-bound team.
You know, Hill has a game that is effective even when he's not scoring. His leadership and defense will make him a welcome addition to any roster, even as his numbers fade.
First free throw is good.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
Smith checked in for the Lakers. And so he makes both from the line. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. They lead by 4. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. It's back to Hill. Lock at 6. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. He dialed that one up from long distance. Korver's got himself on the board with 3 there.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Green against Korver, and Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And the Bucks making a change here. DiVincenzo's checked in. Dion Waiters checked in for the Lakers. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. The Lakers with the ball. The 3 bangs home the trifecta. Waiters got 6 points.
Wow, he's a confident shooter from three-point range. I mean, even with the D hovering near him.
Lopez kicks to Hill. High post shot, and it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Here's James, again, Los Angeles. Milwaukee leading by 4. Hill passes to Giannis. Fires from deep, and another 3 for Milwaukee.
And you can't lose track of Hill, a money shooter on the spot.
Here's LeBron. He's got 9. And James throws it down hard.
Oh, come on, Hall of Fame athleticism and ability. James has no problem throwing it down in style.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Substitution here for Milwaukee. Marvin Williams is checked in for Lopez. Ilyasova comes in for Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for George Hill. The Lakers also changing it up. Howard's checked in for Anthony Davis. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Morris. And it's Alex Caruso in for LeBron. 59 seconds left in the third. Good on the bucket. Bledsoe's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
The inbound play works to perfection. You got to love to get those quick hitters.
Stolen by Bledsoe. Pass to DiVincenzo. And here is Williams. Dishes it to Bledsoe. And it's denied. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. There's 31 seconds left to play in the third. Count it, good. And now a 9-point Milwaukee lead.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
Howard, the pass to Waiters. Back to Howard. Just 2 to shoot. And it's blocked. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. So it's the Bucks now. For 3, Bledsoe, and another 3 for Milwaukee. And so it's Milwaukee, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We'll return shortly. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the pulse of this offense.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Ilyasova at the 4 with Lopez at the 5. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. And it's Connaughton in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
Can't shake Kuzma. Even when you try to get physical with him, he maintains his focus. Well, Kev, for all his scoring talent, Kyle Kuzma, he wants to be more. I mean, he's working to round out his game. He's growing as a defender, rebounder, and a playmaker.
See Webb last season, Kuzma making strides as a passer and as a defender.
Oh yeah, Kevin, that's because Rajon Rondo got him in the film. Rondo! I mean, he improved his recognition, his rebounding. Still an area to work on.
Taking it up strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
No, absolutely not. In his mind, no one can stop him on that, no matter the size.
Shots good by Waiters.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but defensively, neither side has been able to adjust, and that's reflected in the score.
Bledsoe, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And since coming to the Bucks, Eric Bledsoe hasn't been asked to do nearly as much as he has in the past.
And for Bledsoe, that is a good thing, as he is best as a complementary player. Not scoring as much, but his decision-making and shot selection have vastly improved.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe. Green, he's checked in for Dion Waiters. And Eric Bledsoe drops them both. Chris, we talk about perimeter scoring becoming more prevalent. The biggest shift coming from bigs shooting more threes.
Yeah, they are now counted upon to space the floor. And the better you can shoot, the better you can space the floor. And then more importantly, if you can knock down that 3, you become a triple threat because now you can shoot there, maybe you can dribble and get by, or because of your height, you see different passing lanes, and you can be a better passer, getting your teammates involved, and they like that spacing as well.
Sinks the three-pointer. Bledsoe's got the lead up to 14 now for the Bucks.
And they're gonna have to pay closer attention to him beyond the arc. I mean, he's got 2 threes in this half, a total of 3 overall.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Talk about it. The great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
Outside Matthews. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Caruso, the pass to Green. Kuzma against Matthews. Kuzma kicks to Caruso. 5 on the clock. Here's Caldwell Pope. Again, Los Angeles.
Just fantastic to have a scorer like Caldwell Pope, a guy who can let it rain from any spot on the floor.
Lopez finds Bledsoe. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Here's Caruso. Finished off the break.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, and sometimes, Greg, it's the most subtle moves that make the biggest difference.
Some changes. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Ilyasova. And Middleton subbed in for Pat Connaughton. And then for Los Angeles, JaVale McGee's checked in for Howard. Anthony Davis comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's LeBron in for Alex Caruso. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. His demeanor was not one of a coach whose team was well ahead. He said this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. See if they were listening, guys.
Thank you, David. And here is James following the three-pointer by Chris Middleton. Negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union, prospect attendance at the draft combine, and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
And both free throws good for LeBron.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
The feed to Lopez. And Lopez throws it down.
It doesn't take much for Lopez to dunk it. All he needs is the right positioning inside.
James with it, now guarded by Bledsoe. Here's Davis. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And here is Antetokounmpo. Bobbed up there for Lopez.
You know, and whenever Lopez is rolling like this, he's tough to contain. I mean, he's solid at converting in the pick and roll.
Lakers trail by 13. Outside, Green. Kicks it out to LeBron. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And if you're the defense, what can you do? James is too strong, too focused on these finishes.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for the Bucks. Free throw good, LeBron.
Oh, you love how effortless James makes this game look. Everything comes easy to him.
Here's Giannis. McGee with the block. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
Another bomb for him right now. His three-point shooting might be the key to cutting that lead.
Greg, the way he's firing from three today, they ought to keep riding.
Timeout called, the Bucks. They're leading by 7. 1:21 left in the fourth quarter. We've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to it?
Exactly. Give it to the guy with a hot hand as long as you can. Let him try to close this out.
And, guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here's Lopez Antetokounmpo trying to free himself up. And the shot goes down.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Oh, Greg, that's the dagger. You can tell they wanted that one. I know that's it.
Timeout called, the Lakers. They're trailing by 9. There's 47 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here for Milwaukee. Robin Lopez is checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Antetokounmpo. Brown is checked in for Chris Middleton. And George Hills subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Jared Dudley's checked in for Anthony Davis. Smith comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Waiters, he's checked in for Green. And Cook subbed in for LeBron. Pass to Hill. Softly drops in the floater.
And the floater, very much part of Hill's repertoire. I mean, at his height, that's a useful shot.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time.
And they go to the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. Substitution on the court.
15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Shooting 2.
Taking 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. And the Lakers call time here. They're behind by 8. There's 14 seconds left in the game. Caldwell Pope for 3. Got it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Kev, when the game is on the line, Caldwell Pope stays ready to take the shot. Just a great player to go to in these type of spots.
Shooting from Milwaukee, Shooting 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
A good league is even better with excellent work at the stripe.
Back to James. Can't prop the tough three-pointer. So it's Milwaukee picking up the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Wesley, nice win after the last loss. How important is it to win these home games?
We need all of them. We need every single home win we can get. And like you said, it was a good bounce-back win for us. And we got to get ready for our next game.
Great job, Wesley. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.